What's up guys, welcome back to Fancy Goldfish Fanatics. Unfortunately today's video isn't one I really want to make, but I thought it would be useful for everyone, and it's going to be quite a difficult video as we are doing a fish autopsy. So if you want to stay tuned then keep watching, but I understand if not everyone wants to watch this kind of video because it can be quite gruesome and quite hard to watch, so stay tuned to find out more. Hey Fanatics family, welcome back. As always, check out those links in the description and make sure you follow us on Instagram. Today, unfortunately, we lost the calico. It didn't survive the hospital tank, and unfortunately, I thought we were going to lose the fish anyway, but I thought I'd try my absolute best to be able to save it. But unfortunately, we lost the fish. So I thought, let's educate some people, let's have a look inside this fish, see if we can see anything wrong, maybe we can learn something from it and just increase our knowledge for better, really. It's really hard. I always find it really difficult doing fish autopsies, especially as it's a fish that you've looked at every day and you've fed and you've nurtured and raised, but it's all for science and it is all for further knowledge to save more fish in the future. So this video is going to be quite gruesome, just to let you know, and we will be cutting into a fish and we will be looking at the inside of a fish. So if you don't want to watch that, I totally understand, but if you want to learn more and you're happy to watch it, then please continue watching. I'm going to stop babbling on, we're going to get into the kitchen and we are going to start the autopsy now. So I will see you back at the end of the video. So as you can see, we've got the calico here, and unfortunately it passed away this morning. The colours have faded quite a lot on this, and it has gone into later stages of rigor mortis. You can see underneath those red patches, that's where it's been sitting on the bottom. It hasn't been able to swim at all up from the bottom, and therefore these bruises have occurred. I don't believe these are ulcers as they weren't open wounds. You can really see the colour is really fading away here. Unfortunately, I couldn't do the autopsy straight away. I had to go to work. So the fish is slowly starting to decompose. But here we're just cutting into the anal vent, slicing along the belly, just so we can open the fish up. It's really hard not to cut into the gut of the fish, as you will maybe find out one day if you do an autopsy. But we just want to see if there's any abnormalities within the body cavity. So I'm just trying to open it. It can be quite hard to cut into that cavity because it can be quite hard at the bottom of the fish. But I just want to find out maybe if the swim bladder was really enlarged, or if it was non-existent really, or potentially any tumours that may be within the fish, just to try and find out what could have happened to this fish. Maybe we won't find anything out, but it's always good to know your fish's anatomy. As you can see, I'm struggling a little bit just to get that body cavity open, but I think we finally got there. So we can start to peel back the side of the fish and actually have a little look inside. Now, unfortunately, I did pierce into the gut of the fish, so it wasn't as clean as I would have liked it to be, but we can just peel back that rib cage area. It is a bit gruesome, I am very sorry, but I'm trying my best. You can see the swim bladder here, so we've got the large vesicle and the slightly smaller vesicle as well. This didn't look too abnormal, looked about the right size. Maybe it will look quite large to you, but this is what I found to be around the approximate size for a Ranchu, and it is strange how that fish couldn't push up to the surface and get off the bottom. Here we're just really looking at the gut, and you can see it's quite green, hopefully you can see that, and it actually looked like the gut was completely full of food, most likely rapashi, and potentially the fish was constipated and it couldn't pass that food out. So I've just removed the swim bladder there. You can see even after 12 hours it's still full of air, and it looked absolutely fine, intact, no internal parasites or anything I could see. had a look at the flesh colour. Sometimes you might get bleeding within the flesh, or potentially some parasites. Also just checking in the mouth to try and see if I could see any stones or maybe some gravel. Even though I don't have anything like that in my tank, just potentially, it's always good to check. And there was nothing really abnormal about the fish. I believe the problem was constipation, and I couldn't notice anything else, any internal parasites or anything in the flesh. So I'm just going to put it down to that, basically. So thank you all for watching. Thank you if you made it to the end. Hopefully we've learnt something, and it was quite interesting to see how the Ranchu looked like inside. Really, it was quite difficult for me to do that procedure, but as I said, it's all in the name of science, really, and gaining some more knowledge. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. Remember to keep those voice changes up, and happy fish keeping.